Good morning, YouTube. What's going on? It's Mesa Sean back at it with some Destiny 2. All right, folks, we have a bunch of Destiny 2 Forsaken news to go over, coming out of Game Informer, of course, and also a whole bunch of general Destiny 2 news of stuff coming with 1.2.3. That's going to be the update we are getting shortly. And a real quick PSA, if you are heading to GuardianCon, I will be heading there myself today, and I'll just be hanging around the Guardian Radio booth the whole time. We've got a panel at 11:30 Eastern on Friday, but other than that, I'll just be hanging around the Guardian Radio booth. So if you're there, come by and say hello to me. Let's get into the news. So a lot of the news I'm going to go over right now comes from DestinyRoundup.com. I'm going to link Shackle Shotgun and her website in the description. She rounds up all the news from the Bungie developers that does not make it to the This Week at Bungie, responses to Twitter, Reddit, social media, and so forth. First off, Dylan from Bungie did confirm that we will have one more Iron Banner before year 2 of Destiny 2. Now, I am recommending folks to hold on to their tokens. If you don't see anything that you like from Salad Head in this particular season, hold on to your tokens. Random rolls are coming back, and if Salad Head starts bringing some good gear and random rolls are dropping from Engrams, that's where I plan to use all of my tokens. Now, some folks are saying, no, Sean, you're going to lose all your tokens between seasons. I don't think so, folks. I hoarded all my previous Iron Banner tokens, and when we went from Season 1 to Season 2, I put them in my vault, and they did not go anywhere. So, just a PSA, that's what I'm doing. So, armor perks and armor sets are coming back to Destiny 2 Forsaken. Jess, the sci-fi girl over on Twitter, she had a question for Steve Cotton. She was asking, the coming armor sets, will it give you a perk for 4 out of 5 pieces of the set, or will you have to give up wearing an exotic to do full 5 out of 5 to get the perk? Steve Cotton responded, armor sets will be acknowledged in the collections, and most will reward a triumph when completed. You'll still want to run your favorite exotic armor. So as of right now, we don't know how the armor sets or armor perks are going to work. The only perk we've seen so far is that one quick clip from the Vidoc where we saw a class item that said you did more damage while on the Dreaming City, but also you took more damage. Now, Dylan started tweeting out patch notes for update 1.2.3. He was tweeting them out as GuardianCon was hitting milestones in terms of donations. If you would like to make a donation to the charity, I will link it in the description. So in 1.2.3, they're going to adjust the drop rate for weapons with regards to escalation protocol. The more you defeat the final boss, the more of a chance you have at getting a weapon. Now, this is good for me because I still only have the SMG. I've been doing it with randoms lately, and we make it to level 7, we complete it, and then everyone bails on me because I think everyone is just trying to get it done at least once for their moments of triumph. But yeah, I need that sniper and I need that shotgun. Moving on to the patch notes here. We're going to get the ability to preview Sparrow contrails and spawn effects right from our inventory. They're going to fix the recoil for the West of Sunfall and the Trials hand cannon, a Cold Sweat, and the exotic catalyst for Sturm may be earned by defeating enemies over on Nessus. When it comes to heroic adventures, they are removing the modifier Momentum. Once you forge all the weapons from Brother Vance over on Mercury, they will all be available for direct purchase from Brother Vance over at the Lighthouse. And then lastly, when it comes to Iron Banner, for future Iron Banner events, the capture zone is not going to be a control flag anymore. It's going to be one of the Iron Temple fire pits. They're going to use those as the capture zones. That's pretty damn cool. Now, Game Informer put out a whole bunch of new videos and articles, which I will link in the description. I don't want to use too much of their footage because I don't want to get a copyright strike, but if you want to watch some raw gameplay and some commentary, links will be in the description. However, we get a little bit of a tour of the Tangled Shore. We get to see some lost sectors, we get to see some wanted bounties, and also we get to see one of the new public events over on the Tangled Shore. However, let's spend some time on this one article titled, How Destiny 2 Forsaken's Outlaws Breathe New Life into Its Worlds. So when we go to the Tangled Shore, we're going to have an NPC called the Spider. You're looking at him right now. He's going to be our guide, and he's going to issue us bounties that we have to go out and collect for him. So let me read you some of this verbatim. More hunting, less loitering. The week Forsaken launches, player will find the Flashpoint milestones work a little differently. Rather than simply wait for the distinct blue icon to start filling up with orange on their map as they hop between public events, players will also be able to venture into lost sectors and complete patrols while they wait to earn completion percentage for their Flashpoint milestone. Players will also find themselves on the hunt for many of the outlaws who have escaped the Prison of Elders as they explore. These criminals have managed to worm their way across every destination in Destiny 2 and can be found in nearly every activity. They can appear as part of a public event, as a high-value target roaming any world, mini bosses in strikes during Gambit matches, and as more difficult bosses in several of the currently available Lost Sectors, replacing the boss that's currently placed there. They also said in the video that they kind of revamped Lost Sectors. They want to make them more rewarding and actually more difficult. Low-power players probably won't be able to do them, meaning if you just got Destiny 2, you got the bundle, you're going through the campaign, the main campaign that is, you probably won't be able to do a whole bunch of them. I think they said they're going to be about 240 or 260 power level. Now for us, if you have Destiny and you're going into Forsaken already at 385, you're going to have no problem with them. But they said they want to make them more difficult and have more rewards. Let's get back to this article here and learn more about what we will do for the Spider. So while the new Triumphs and Collection screen will help you keep track of which outlaws you've slain, the Spider will give you reasons to care about hunting them. The Spider is a fallen leader allied with the Last City. The Spider has a personal interest in these outlaws and will offer bounties to undertake that will offer a hint as to the outlaw's location. These bounties will cost you, but pay handsomely if you complete them. Not all outlaws are created equal, however, and the Spider knows only certain Guardians will have what it takes to hunt down these certain targets. As such, the Spider offers 4 tiers of bounties for players to take on, each catered to varying power levels. While the first 3 tiers will have you travel across each location to perform a variety of tasks, the final tier will have you undertake a new kind of activity, and that's called the Outlaw Lost Sector. So let's learn more about this Outlaw Lost Sector. In addition to some of the newly powered up Lost Sector bosses, Outlaw Lost Sectors will offer an additional challenge. After you agree to take on the highest tier of bounty from the Spider, which most Guardians won't be strong enough to tackle until they've finished the initial campaign, you will have to activate an objective to track down one of the most powerful outlaws who has escaped the Prison of Elders. Once you find the right location, you'll have to fight through a much more difficult version of that Lost Sector, including one brand new boss encounter with an outlaw per destination, excluding the Tangled Shore and Dreaming City, for a total of 6 new boss encounters across all locations. Now in the article, they said they felt like mini strikes. They were pretty challenging. Now there's 2 raw gameplay videos that will be in the description. One of them is called Wanted, the Silent Fang, that takes place on the European Dead Zone, and the other one is in the Titan Rig Lost Sector, and that one is called Wanted Gravetide Summoner. Now when they recorded the Gravetide Summoner, you see him here. He is using the Cerberus +1, that is that new 4-barrel exotic auto rifle. If you want to see the raw gameplay, the link will be in the description. Here is going to be a new public event called the Cryopod Escape, and right here you're going to see that new Stormcaller, the Attunement of Control, and that beam of arc energy is called the Chaos Reach. Now this hunter here is using the new Arc Strider super called Way of the Current. In a second here, they're going to start twirling around their staff, and that's called Whirlwind Guard. That's going to deflect projectiles as you approach your target. And actually, if you manage to deflect a few bullets, your arc staff attacks are going to deal triple damage for a short period of time. So the way this public event works is, well, a pod is going to drop down and land, and then a whole bunch of ads are going to swarm you. Once you kill all the ads, then the big old boss is going to come out, kill the boss, and then you've got your public event done. Here are 2 quick clips of the new super for the gunslinger called Way of 1,000 Cuts. Now you lose your golden gun, but watch how much damage they do on this Lost Sector boss. Now I'm thinking this probably would be good for DPS, but also probably ad control. They say in this article here, in our playtesting, we were able to fire 1 volley of knives in front of us and then turn around and fire a second volley behind us. Now in this clip here, look at that little symbol off to the right. What does that look like? That kind of looks like the symbol for SIVA. So of course Reddit and social media, Twitter and so forth ran with it that SIVA's back and SIVA will be in Forsaken or in some form or fashion within this year. I don't think so, guys. When I went to the Destiny Community Summit, and the NDA is up, guys, so I can discuss the questions and also the answers that we got from Bungie. And during one of the breakout sessions, that was one of my specific questions. Will SIVA be coming back? I do recall that Nightfall Strike screenshot from the D2 reveal where it said that Fallen SIVA were back, they made their home in the Exodus Black ship, and the answer that I got from the developers was that they are pretty much done with telling the story of SIVA. They want to leave that behind and move forward. Now lastly, let's take a look at this ship right back here and do some speculation. Is Mara Sov coming back within Destiny 2 Forsaken, and could she possibly be the raid boss? Now, you guys know I am no lore expert, but that ship does look like something she would fly. It looks like the ship that was seen when the first Queen's Wrath event hit Destiny 1 from the emissary that came to the tower. But also, Joe Blackburn, the Destiny raid team lead, kind of let out that the raid boss is a female. So Holtzman from he was from Destiny Community Podcast, and then he went to work for Bungie. So because of the amount of money they raised for the St. Jude's charity for Guardian Con, he has to get a tattoo on his rear end. So Joe Blackburn tweeted out, so Holtzman is now asking if he can get the final Forsaken raid boss on his tattoo. But I don't want people pantsing him for spoilers. And also, I think she's way too pretty to go where that tattoo is going. And right after that, Luke Smith tweeted at him, Joe! Exclamation. So there's a few things we can deduce from this. One is that her ship looks like it's here. We don't know where she is. She could be in cahoots with her brother Uldren. Or perhaps, guys, if you look, when I went over the video with all the Barons, some are male and some are female. So maybe it's just a big old fallen raid boss that happens to be female. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Babble mode is engaged. Leave me a hashtag made it to the end if you did make it to the end. And if you're going to Guardian Con, come by the Guardian Radio booth. I would love to shake your hand, talk to you, and say hello. That's it, guys. Do me a favor. Drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at MesaSean. Check out my stream, usually and always on YouTube. And that is it. I am out of here like Vladimir.